Hello, I'm Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on NewsFeed today. Did Twitter make conservative accounts less visible? Like a Facebook relationship status, it's complicated. Trump tweets in all caps, treason! The internet responds with lols. Why are Tunisian fishermen being arrested for saving drowning refugees? And animals doing stuff with a human dressed up as stuff. On top of our newsfeed is Twitter. The boss took questions from US politicians yesterday and he revealed some uncomfortable truths about the way its algorithms worked. He acknowledged that, in the past, some Republican accounts had been affected by what he called a glitch that meant they didn't appear in autocomplete searches. Now, their accounts were still there and were not shadow banned, as had been the accusation, but they were not as prominent. He said the glitch has now been fixed.
Out of 600,000, if there were 1,000 Republicans and 10 Democrats, it still seems somewhat biased.
We use signals, usually hundreds of signals, to determine and to decide what to show, what to downrank, or potentially what to filter.
And in the midst of that very serious hearing, something surreal and strangely amazing happened. A heckler stood up and was shouted down by a congressman called Billy Long, who used to be an auctioneer. So he did this.
Then you'll need to
President
relieve.
Donald Trump, help us. Please help us, Mr. President, before it is too late, because Jack Dorsey is trying to influence the election, to sway the election.
What's she saying? I can't understand her. What?
Steal the election. That is why he is censoring and shadow banning.
How about it in? 12 and a half, 15, 7 and a half, $20, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 30. Hit $30 down here, 2 and a half, 5, 35, 7 and a half, 40. Hit $40, 2 and a half, 5, 45, 7 and a half, 50. Hit $50 down here, 2 and a half.
Officer, will you escort this young lady out, please?
$100 on it, 10, 10, 10 and a quarter, 1 and a quarter, 1 and a half, set about 2, 2 and a quarter. Hit 2 and a half, set about 3, able to bomb 300. Hit 3 and a quarter. Hit 3 and a quarter now, half, 3 and a half, set about 400. Hit but a 4, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. We're selling the cell phone there, 4 and a quarter. 4 and a half. Hit 4 and a half, 475, 505, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. I yield back.
Somehow I think our auctioneer in residence is going to get tweeted about today.
And on the sidelines of that, an even more bizarre but compelling confrontation was taking place. Now, it starred NewsFeed's least favourite conspiracist, Alex Jones, and a politician called Marco Rubio. Now, as you may know, Alex Jones was kicked off nearly every social media platform recently. He's the guy who thinks that the Sandy Hook shooting, in which toddlers were killed, was a hoax, and he's harassed the parents of the kids who were killed in that very real and tragic shooting. And he thinks that American freedom of speech should allow him to say hateful things like that. So he challenged Marco Rubio in the corridor, and then this happened.
Big tech companies are purging conservatives. They're shadow banning people en masse.
Yeah, well, my broader concern is that what we are trying to do in terms of preventing foreign interference in our elections, that technology could be used by authoritarian governments.
Does Facebook, does Twitter, do they need to be regulated do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio the snake. Little frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, who are you?
Yeah,
Who is
sure.
This guy? I swear to God, I don't
You
know
better
who
hope
you
you
are,
can
man.
deplatform me. Tens of millions of views.
InfoWars.
Bigger than Rush Limbaugh. He knows who InfoWars is.
but
Playing this joke over here. That's why the deplatforming didn't work.
But here's a question.
Don't touch me again, man. I'm asking you not to touch me.
Well, sure, I'll just pat you nicely.
I know, but I don't want to be. I don't know.
You want me to get
man.
arrested?
I don't know who you are.
It's not just going to take my
You're
First
not gonna get
Amendment.
arrested, man. You're
It's
not
not just
gonna
enough
get
to take my
arrested. I'll
First
take care of
Amendment.
myself.
Oh, he'll beat me up.
I didn't say that.
I know I am, but he's so mad. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to silence America.
But there are people.
You are literally like a little gangster thug.
There are people in this country.
Rubio just threatened to physically take care of me.
There are people.
And now to some more serious business involving America's president, who's been, insert your own adjective, by an op-ed in the New York Times. Now, it's anonymously written, apparently by a senior member of his administration, and portrays a White House that we've all heard about. And it reveals that there are a group of people there who are actively trying to stop President Trump's, in their words, more misguided impulses. And of course, this raises loads of questions. One, why would the Times publish an anonymous op-ed? Extremely rare, and some have questioned its journalistic ethics. Two, what impact will this have on the Trump White House, if any? And the biggest question of all, who wrote this? Well, this was Trump's response.
Nobody has ever done, in less than a 2-year period, what we've done. So when you tell me about some anonymous source within the administration, probably who's failing, and probably here for all the wrong reasons, no. And the New York Times is failing. If I weren't here, I believe the New York Times probably wouldn't even exist. And someday when I'm not president, which hopefully will be in about 6.5 years from now, the New York Times and CNN and all of these phony media outlets will be out of business, folks. They'll be out of business because there'll be nothing to write and there'll be nothing of interest.
And then Trump took to Twitter and one word set things off. Akanksha has some of the tweets.
This tweet set Twitter on a roll. Its lack of context gave people a chance to add their own, and some were pretty good. This one takes a shot of a kid mowing the White House lawn with Trump shouting at him. The one of Donald Jr. sitting on a tree is really hard to beat with the words, treason. Then some people also used it as a way of describing mood, like pineapple on pizza. And some people just went straight at it. Moby responded by writing, well, as long as you're asking, yes, you are guilty of treason.
All right, let's have a look at some of the other things that caught our eye on social media. Now, a plane was quarantined in New York yesterday because a bunch of people on board were sick. But after the one-hit wonder Robert Matthew Van Winkle, aka Vanilla Ice, started tweeting about it, the internet got very excited. Now, the cause of the illness outbreak is unknown. Could it have been poisonous mushrooms?
If people say your dreams are crazy, if they laugh at what you think you can do, good. Stay that way.
And this is Nike's latest ad. It's voiced by Colin Kaepernick, who's been a high-profile protester of police brutality towards black people since August of 2016. He's been attacked by people for his principled stance, but Nike have backed him, even when his employer, the San Francisco 49ers, did not. Now, this advert will play during the season-opening NFL game tonight.
Even if it means sacrificing everything. And if you're a girl from Compton, don't just become a tennis player. Become the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, that's more like it. So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
Now, people are still crossing the Med trying to get to Europe. And recently, some stranded off Tunisia were rescued by fishermen. Now, those fishermen are accused of being people smugglers.
حكيت لكم من بكري نقوموا به فهمت في أي وقت في أي بقعة من الحرب، وأنا رانا عاملين رسلة مع المنظمة هذه وعلى بالهم الناس كلها اللي عالميا معروفين راه منطقة زرزيس هذه بحال زرزيس عاملين رسلة.
عملية الإنقاذ وقت اللي ما كانتش فما سلطة ترضى لك بأنك معناها تنقذ الناس. هو الفاتورة اللي دفعناها والثمن اللي دفعناه معناها مقابل العمل التطوعي وإنقاذ النفس البشرية.
Let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Thursday. A homeless man has been given $25,000 by the website GoFundMe as his legal fight over donations he thinks he should have been given continue. Johnny Bobbitt's lawyers are after $400,000 they say was stolen by the people who raised it, Mark D'Amico and Kate McClure, and they are being sued for allegedly spending all the money they raised for Bobbitt. After the killing of 2 women by drivers for China's ride-hailing app Didi Chuxing, the companies say they've upgraded their safety protocols. It will upgrade its emergency button and make it easier for passengers to call the cops if they're in danger. And the fashion house Burberry say they will no longer destroy their old merchandise that hasn't sold. They got into trouble earlier in the year when they destroyed £28 million worth of stuff in their words, an effort to protect their brand. Now, the internet was not happy and complained about its wastefulness, as did environmentalists.
I'll tell you this, though, Francis. When they bury me, it won't be in my backyard. And when they pay their respects, they'll have to wait in line.
House of Cards will return for its final season on November the 2nd, and Frank Underwood, played by Kevin Spacey, has been killed off. The season will be built around his wife, Claire Underwood, played by Robin Wright. Now, Spacey has been accused of sexual assault and has not had any work since the allegations were made. The world's oldest couple have been given an award by the Guinness Book of Records for being the world's oldest couple. And as you're about to see, and as my wife will probably testify, it takes patience to be with the same person for so long.
父はもう仕事と厳格な人ですので厳しい方ですのでね、厳しいので母がそれを抑えて子供たちを育ててたような感じなのでね、母に多分
In today's Animals Doing Stuff, our Karen unearthed these gems.
Tomorrow is Banana Split Day, and to celebrate, I want you to come down and go bananas over Kerns here.
Can't help falling in love with Journey.
And these are videos from the West Memphis Animal Shelter, and they've been uploaded to Facebook to try and get people to adopt the cats and dogs. They're posted on a weekly basis by the guy in the costume. He's called Trent Stacey. Now, it's not clear if his cosplay has any impact on the number of animals finding new homes.
All we ask is that you come and adopt Bozo today. Bark, 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 bark. Hey!
Well, that is all from the NewsFeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. I'm at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. Follow, subscribe and add. See you again tomorrow.